I didn't start it. For the love of Pete. I did my whole routine. All right, I'll give you the abridged version. Welcome to the Off Base Podcast. Podcast carefully crafted. I'm your host, Rocky Mountain No Name Jackass. It's 47. City of Aurora at 7:56 in the a.m. on Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. There we go. That's the abridged version. We're all caught up. I got the jawing. We're moving. We're shaking. I got good sleep last night. Got 7 hours. Took my lady friend to the airport. She's on her week-long vacation that she's been planning since she was a junior in high school with her best friend from high school. She's in Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, purty mama. Who sang it? You don't know, do you? It's because you're a millennial. That's right. If you're an old fuck like me, you know that it was the Beach Boys. Anyway. Down Kokomo. We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's what they're doing. Oh, it's funny too. My wife was talking about how she was talking with a friend. And, my wife, if she's going on vacation to the beach, she's going to the beach. Got it? Her best friend in Chicago owns a pool and was saying to my wife, oh yeah, I heard that the pool is nice. My wife didn't, say this to her, but in her head she's like, I ain't going to no fucking pool. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to put my feet, my toes in the sand, and I'm going to sit back and read a book and enjoy the beach, not the pool. You can go to the pool anywhere. There's pools everywhere. There's only beaches. You guys know what I'm talking about. What the fuck am I explaining it to you for? My two-part podcast listeners are smart. I can handle things. I'm smart. What movie? Oh, come on now. That's right. Godfather 2. Fredo. One of the most often quoted lines when I lived in Texas. Me and my buddies there used to use that one all the time. I can handle things. I'm smart. So, everybody, here we go on a Tuesday. Stepson and I hit the gym last night for our pool routine. We did back, shoulders, buys, and some abdominal work. It was good. It's good work. My deadlifts are getting strong. And I've always had low back issues, but I haven't had them. Especially in the last year since I've been deadlifting. Strong back. Me strong back. Hey, for those of you who are approximately my age, man, do you remember the Transformers cartoon? I used to walk around the house imitating Grimlock. Me, Grimlock. Grimlock just sounded like a caveman. It's fucking awesome. It's hysterical. These cybernetic organisms. And this guy doesn't have, he's got the vocabulary of a caveman. Figure that one out. The Dinobots. Oh, speaking of which, well, I was collecting them back in the day, right? And I think, now I can't even remember. That was 40 fucking years ago, 35, 40 years ago. I'm trying to think if I actually had all the Constructicons that were able to assemble and merge into Devastator. Dude, I fucking loved Devastator. It was the best. I did have Megatron. Still have Megatron. It's in the garage. The only problem is I played with him so much that like all the pieces are like floppy. All the connections. Oh, if I would have known, if I would have been like the 40-year-old version, kept him in the box, I could sell Megatron for like 10 grand right now. There's a card shop that I go to in town to pick up card supplies, like plastic sleeves to put the cards in, and then holders for the more expensive cards. And they actually are selling Luke Skywalker's land speeder. They've got a price tag on it for $7,500. Fucking awesome. There's no way I'm gonna buy it, but it's just cool. I think my brother Joe had the land speeder. There was one Christmas where all three of us, me, my brother Joe, and my brother Steve, we all got Millennium Falcons. I think I was in second grade. Oh, it's one of the best Christmases of all time. It was so cool. So, the old days, man. The old days. You know, I got a piece of advice from a guy when I went to sell my Michael Jordan rookie card in Chicago last July. I was trying to find out as much about the business as I could. And there was a guy there. It was me. I think he might have been about 5-10 years younger than me. His name's Aaron. And I probably talked with him the most about the industry. Just gathering information. And he said something interesting to me. I forgot what his prior business was, but all he did nowadays was just trade cards, and in particular Jordan rookies. That's all he was interested in. Well, not all he was interested. He had other cards there, but that was his primary thing, was doing Jordan cards. And so he was telling me one of the best pieces of advice that he ever got was when he was at his former job, and he met somebody along the way, some mentor of his. Didn't have to do with the line of work that he was in, but the advice that the mentor gave him was to chase your childhood. And he said, I've been chasing my childhood now for like the last 5 years. He's like, you know, I got enough money. I don't have to worry about it. I go to these card shows. I have a blast. So I was chasing my childhood. So while I'm not one for nostalgia, because I do think that the world moves forward. I mean, obviously it does. I don't think there's anybody out there who doesn't think the world moves forward. But I think a lot of people get stuck in times of safety, times of comfort, in terms of their mindset. And this was a guy who chased his childhood, but also kept things moving forward. I thought it was a fascinating little piece of advice. Chase your childhood. It's very interesting. So anyway, now that my wife is out of the town, I want to tell you guys a little something. And what I'm going to tell you is that when your spouse is out of town, at least for somebody like me, for some jackass like me, some dumbass like me, when my spouse is out of town, let me tell you how much better parenting is. And do you know why? It's because it's no longer a democracy. It is a dictatorship. Now, there are pros and cons to this. The pros are, I don't have to weigh any decisions at all with my wife. What I say goes, motherfucker. Now, the con to that is that when the other spouse is there, you know, maybe if you're not in the best frame of mind, maybe you might be making a stupid decision for the children, or a hasty one, or an emotionally based one rather than a logically based one. So having the other spouse there is good in terms of the fact that you can bounce ideas off of each other and come to the best decision. However, if you're not in the mood, what I say goes, god damn it. Oh, the dictatorship is awesome. So the dictatorship is in full force nowadays. Until next Thursday, when my wife returns. I do enjoy a good rain here. You guys, I don't know if you can hear the droplets coming down on the windshield. Rain I like. Snow, fuck off. I love a good overcast day. like a Seattle temperature. Now, if Seattle was like 85 year round instead of 50s, that'd be ideal for me. My wife, she's a beach girl. We're still trying to figure out now where we're going to end up when her assignment here is done. If she gets a dream assignment from the Air Force after this one, she'll take it. But if she doesn't, well, then she will drop her papers and say thank you to the United States government. But I'm going to either just retire or pursue employment elsewhere. But that's still being decided right now. So yeah, here we go. We're driving by. There's this field. There's a landfill that we drive by every day here to get the kids to school. And right next to the landfill, there's a pasture of cows. And there's a fence that separates them. Now, usually there's like a pack way over here on the right side, like a pack of 7 or 8, and then there's another pack of like 6 that hangs out over by this feeding area. Well, they have a fence that actually separates the two portions, and I'm looking at them right now, and fucking all the cows are like right by the fence. It's like my son this morning, we were watching them, and we were like, hey man, here's all the cows, they're by the fence. And there's like one over here by the feeding area, and there was like 3 over there, way on the right. And my son was like, "Yeah, all those cows are waiting by the fence because they want to be with the cool cows. They don't want to be with the nerds." I don't think I've ever heard him say the word nerd before. He's 9 years old. I don't think I've ever heard him call other people nerds. It was really funny. Just want to be with the cool cows, man. What will make a cow a cool cow? You lick your balls when you come over like a dog. That's a cool cow. He licks balls, man. Anyway, heading on back here in this nice little rainy morning. I'm getting hungry again. Had a nice workout with the stepson. I'm feeling a nice shoulder burn today. We have approximately 5 weeks left in our phase 3. And I'm actually already contemplating eating for phase 4, as well as starting to do more cardio during the day. Because in July, we're going to San Antonio, July, early August, for my wife's 50th birthday. We're going to celebrate with our friends back there in San Antonio. And come, October, I think, for the kids' fall break next school year, we are going to Turks and Caicos, dude. So I'm thinking that my particular bodybuilding journey that I'm going through here, I'm thinking that for my phase 4, for my cutting out the fat phase, because I'm still a fat fuck around here, I got that wine gut, that it's going to take me about 6 months to get to where I'm at. Now, how did I come up with that calculation? Well, when you employ the correct calorie count throughout the day, as well as employing the appropriate amount of exercise throughout the day, what that will do for you is you will lose approximately a pound a week. So 6 months times 24, that's 25 pounds in 25 weeks. Because I would like to get down to about 170, 165. 175 is great. 175 would be absolutely phenomenal. 180, ideal. But I'd like to get down even lower. So if I start now, here at the beginning of April, May, June, July, August, September. By September, I think I should be at fighting weight. And it's going to require a huge amount of discipline. Last time that I went through a shredding phase like this, man, I was gung-ho. I was in it pretty goddamn good. I ate really well. Sometimes, for 2 weeks straight. But what I would typically do is eat really good for 5-6 days and then bump the calories up. Was working out really, really well as well. Really well as well. Yeah, that made a lot of sense. I think it did. But anyway, but the last time I did that, it was like, probably 5-6 years ago. I think it was 2018, 4 years ago. And I still was a little bit more limber, a little younger back then. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, it's getting tougher to push the body. So I'm going to try to use more steady state cardio in my shredding phase. Because whether you work out for 20 minutes and burn 500 calories or 40 minutes and burn 500 calories, you're still burning 500 calories. So it's just going to be a matter of patience and time. Now, if I were to wait for Stepson and I to finish our phase 3 before I started shredding, that's going to knock 2 months off of it. And I would start. Actually, no. It'll just knock 1 month off of it. I mean, I guess I could. But I'm feeling like when I look in the mirror and I look at my frame, I'm like, oh, all right, I put on a good amount of muscle. My strength is back. Like I was talking about my deadlifts. My deadlifts are really strong. I was doing 85 times 2, 170 plus the bar, 215. So I was doing 215 on deadlifts. And I did them with, I don't want to say ease, but they were comfortable to get the 6 reps up. So we're doing 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps, which is telling me that I could that I could comfortably do 225, which is 2 45-pound plates on either side on a deadlift, which is good. I like that. So that tells me I got strength back, muscles are growing, and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh man, and I said it before on the podcast, from the chest up, man, I'm looking great. But I got that wine gut going on. So I'm starting to feel like, you know what? Let's start shredding this off. Because really since August, Stepson and I did 2 months of rewiring our circuitry. So August, September, so really October is when we started hard lifting. We did finding the max, and now we're in phase 3 of sculpting. So I've been 6 months doing hard resistance training. And I think it makes very good sense for me now, after 6 months, to start incorporating more cardio, bring the calories down, and let's see if we can start shredding some fat off here. Ate really well yesterday. I'll tell you how in just a second when we get scanned. Morning, brother. Thank you. Okay, so yesterday I had my keto coffee, 4 eggs, and then another keto coffee. And then I had an 8-ounce chicken breast with my chicken and cabbage soup. I think I had a spoon of peanut butter at some point. And then when I got home after the workout, I had a can of tuna in oil, which I never really liked before. But if you're doing keto, it's fucking perfect. Because the calories from fat and the calories from protein are in almost the perfect ratio of 70-30, which is what I'm after. And it's 340 calories. It's a nice little snack after working out. It's great. And I think at the end of it, when it was all said and done, I think my totals, because ultimately what I want to do is eat the same amount in grams of fat than I am of protein. And I want the protein to be roughly around my target body weight. That's 100, like I said, is 175, 170, 165, somewhere around there. So let's do 160. 160 times 5 is going to be 800 calories. 160 times 4 is going to be roughly 750 calories. And then 160, so that's for the protein. And then 160 times 9, it's going to be about twice that. That's going to be about, it's going to be about 1,500, 1,400, maybe 1,300. That'll put me at about 2,000 calories a day, which means I got to be more active. Or I could bring those ratios down, or just bring the numbers down, so that my calorie count throughout the day is under 2,000 calories. But I don't know, man. I don't know. The reason why I say I don't know is because of how fucking hungry I get. But that's the point, is that when you're hungry, you want your body to start using stored fuel, stored fat, to use for energy rather than eating more. And, you know, one of the most fascinating experiences that I had with exercise and diet was when I was doing Insanity. And I lost a good amount of weight. I was already in good shape before I did Insanity, but then I lost more. And Sean T in the diet guide, he gives you a diet for your first month, and then he says in your second month, eat more. And I was like, whoa. And I didn't really understand how this was working, but it did. Because after you finish the first phase, your body adapts. The first month, your body adapts to the exercises. So you can actually push harder during the workout. And then in the second month, the workouts are actually longer. So you're pushing harder for longer. You need a little bit more energy. But it works. Eat more. I was impressed. Anyway. We're very much back on base. I kind of just got caught up in thinking about phase 4 there. So thanks for listening to me babble, everybody. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday out there, and I'll smell you tomorrow.